Guys, welcome back. It's been an absent time. I've got to admit, I've been too busy to pick this thing up, but there's so much to tell you. Right, so it's currently the 31st of May 2025. We should have had our doors at the showroom by now. They got delayed. Never mind, not a problem. We just carried on buying cars. So Riviera Sports and Prestige, the other business venture I've entered into. Last video was, you saw the showroom taking place, the floor was going down, and hopefully a week after that was happening, the showroom doors were supposed to be going in. They got delayed at customs in Belgium. That's put a 2-week stumbling block on the whole thing. Anyway, that's fine. The electricians are still working there. We've still got the sign company making our signs. It's all very busy. But what we have been doing whilst we're waiting is buying some stock. So Brandon and I have been quite busy. I say busy, really busy, buying some beautiful bits of stock for the showroom. Pop the camera around. I'll show you 4 that are here at JW now. It's the weekend. All the retail jobs have left other than the Mac van. The Mac van's still here. Let's ignore that telephone. But we do have a BMW M4, 1 owner, 28,000 miles. We've got the Porsche Macan Turbo here. Just had the wheels recut. They've just come back. So this is still in prep stages. And back down here, we've got the Range Rover SVR. What a beautiful car this is. So I've been rolling around in this one for a couple of days this week, getting all the batteries charged and just basically making sure they're running lovely. That one is indeed running superb. So yeah, so the Macan Turbo wheels are diamond cut. This is the first auction video we did, and this was the first car we bought for Riviera. Really chuffed with how this car's turned out. It did have a small fault that we found with the transfer box, and big thanks to Porsche UK. They did cover nearly 70% of that under Porsche warranty. So that was indeed good news. Today's purchase was the M4, island car, local vehicle, 1 owner from new, 28,000 miles, carbon stereo, what's it called, display up on the windscreen there. It's a really well spec'd car and is generally like brand new with such low mileage and only 1 owner and a fantastic service history with BMW. So that's those. And then through here, we're not selling the Mac van, don't worry, he'll be out of a job. This one. So this was one of the cars that we bought with all of the Focus RSs that we purchased, and this has turned out beautiful. So this had black alloys that hadn't been done very well. We returned those back to the stock silver, because if you ask me, silver is key on tangerine screen. Beautiful car, well happy with this. So this one, I think this was car number 5 or 6 that we'd bought. This one's finally finished with preparation, paint correction, hard wax, and then a full interior valet. And that has come out, indeed, as close to a brand new car as you're going to get. That's covered 49,000 miles. No greasy leather, all looking rather sharp and nice. So that's 4 of the cars. We've actually got 15. And we're being offered cars quite often, so word is getting about. But the main reason of today's video is it's Saturday afternoon, I'm on my way home, and one of the cars that we're sale or returning is indeed quite close to my heart. Come and have a look. Nah, it's not the Defender. Of course it's not. It is indeed a Series 1 RS Turbo. Just have a look at that, would you? I mean, come on. There's just nothing quite like it, is there? So the sun's out. This is a sale or return vehicle, so we don't own it. But in order to get it out there and tell you guys just how good it is, I'm going to take it for a little drive. And that's today's video, basically. I thought, you know what? Simon said, the chap that owns it, get out there and use it. Get it across to your people how good a car that is. We did a TikTok on it, right? And it's currently sat on 100 50,000 views and about 6,000 likes in 48 hours. So clearly the general public still love an RS Turbo Series 1, which is fantastic. I still love an RS Turbo Series 1. But will it feel quite the same as the last time I drove one? That is the question. It's been a while. It's been 3 years and 2 months since the loss of the other one. So yeah, I'm keen to lock up and get out there, get the camera in it and go for a drive. Let's go and see what we think. Feels like I've arrived back at home. You know, like when you leave your parents for the first time and you move out and you get your first place, you have your first breakup, and then you go back home. This is what feels like for me, getting in your old bedroom. Like, that's the only way I can describe it, is you've nipped back to your parents and you're in your old room. It's perfectly comfortable, perfectly familiar, but it's just a bit older. It's not where you are now, but this is like putting on that comfortable pair of shoes for me. It feels good to be in an RS Turbo, I must admit. It's been a long time. Whether it be a Series 1 or a Series 2, Series 1's always going to be the one for me. It's the closest to my heart, it really is. And this is a beautiful, beautiful example. And I've been really privileged with the fact that Simon, the owner of this car, has entrusted us to find this car a new owner. And that's just amazing news, because we get to have the vehicle in our showroom. We've got it up to the standard that we desire, something that I find very important. Certain things on these cars need to be just right. Now, this car was 98% there. It just needed a few finishing touches, and now it's exactly where I think a 40-year-old usable classic should be. As far as how it drives, it's perfect. It really is. If you're au fait with how Mark III Escorts drive, then you would be impressed by how this one does perform. It's got a few nice touches, things like the Puma gear linkage. That makes it feel so much more modern in here, and you're finding the gears very easily. The gearbox feels extremely tight. It's just nice. Clutches working fantastic. It's not heavy. It's what you would expect from a mediocre powered RS Turbo, not been too tuned up. This car is running about 190 odd horsepower, which is just right. It's still running its standard internals, but also retaining that authentic look under the engine bay. And it's still got its original airbox as well, and I'll show you over the engine bay and some overlays in a minute. But yeah, this really is a lovely car. First time for me in a non-custom. I've always had the custom car with the sunroof up, just tipped up on a day like today. I'm not going to say I miss it though. I'm not that stressed. It's weird not being there, but also that's one of the reasons this car's still here, because that's a rust hole. That's a big port of water into the Mark III Escort shell, and when they have a sunroof, they have a rusty roof. This doesn't have a rusty roof. The water has just gone south rather than lingered up the top of the car and then made its way inside the car. So I see that as a bit of a plus. Wind up windows, again, doesn't bother me at all. Not stressed. I think it's just part of the character of the car. Cars of the time, XR3i, 1600i, most of those would have come with wind up windows too. It was all optional extras. Indeed, the custom version of this car did outsell the non-custom by a lot. You know, I think 20% of the cars sold were non-custom variety, and a lot of those cars would have gone on to motorsport use because they're the cheaper of the two. But yeah, very, very pleasant car indeed. Perfect on a day like today. I can't help but smile. They are still very close to my heart, these cars. Having lost one in a really, really sad accident made me a little bit anti them, if I'm honest with you. Spending 4 years getting a car how you want it, and then in 20 minutes watching it dissolve, it really did turn me off of having another, specifically Series 1. Obviously, we're still working on the RS 600i. Martin is still very busy on that car. there's a lot to do. We want to get that to be one of the best ones in the country, so that does indeed take time. But as a nice little treat to myself, it's been nice to have a little drive out of this today. And that we can't keep all of them. We are running a business at Riviera and of course at JW Autoshine, and businesses need to have a turnover of vehicles, especially as we are in our infancy as a business. You know, whatever we get offered, we need to sell. As much as I would definitely buy this car and have it for myself, that isn't on the cards. But it has been indeed a nice treat to jump back out in one. It really has. And this one's very similarly spec'd to my car in terms of suspension setup, brake setup, and indeed like gear linkage and power output. My car delivered power in a much different way, being an aftermarket tuned electronically fuel injected engine. It looked standard, but indeed it wasn't, and it hid that information well. You didn't really know. This car's still remarkably running on its MFI management, but it starts, it idles correctly, and it's fueling correctly. I just know when these are fueling right. They rev a certain way, they sound a certain way. You just know when the CO is bang on and that fuel delivery from the MFI unit is working perfectly, and this car is doing that, which is great. You know, yes, we made a bit more power out of my engine and it have flexibility to go more, but this does sound just a bit more OG because of the fact that it's still running its mechanically fuel injected system from Bosch. I'm going to be quiet now, have a listen. Exactly as you would expect. Pulls lovely through the gears. It's very, very smooth. I haven't actually looked at the cam profile setup in the invoices, but what I can say is it feels like a Piper 285 T2. It's a little bit lazy below 4,000, and then that smooth power delivery when it hits, you know, just under 15 psi pressure certainly pulls you all the way around to 6 very effortlessly and very smoothly. And you can also tell that it has that cam and it has the matching followers. And now the reason I know that is these used to suffer with quite a lot of valve bounce, anywhere above 5.5, 6 grand. They just weren't happy up there. You just short shift like you would in a diesel. When you run the Piper cam, they just have that, it just smoothens everything out and they love it. They do drive much better. So yeah, I reckon, without looking, I reckon it's got a Piper camshaft or a Kent equivalent in there. Certainly isn't a standard Kent profile. But that's not a bad thing. Again, it's still got hydraulic lifters because the engine is actually silent. Like the CVH is known for being a bit of a rattly pain in the backside, and getting them right takes money. It does take money and time. This car has a lovely sounding engine. It's really quiet with zero rattles from when you start it up. It's just a really, really, really well presented bit of kit, this car. Again, gearbox as well, really precise. I think it may be a little bit too precise for my liking. It feels a bit it feels modern in here, far too modern for what is now a 40-year-old Ford Escort. Yeah, what a treat though. Thanks to Simon for letting me take it out, and of course this is just valuable promotion for the car and letting you guys know exactly what we're up to at the moment. I've been a bit slack on YouTube, I know. It's been a while and I was doing lots of updates through winter, and then obviously now the car sales business is now really getting close to opening. My time has been limited. I've been such a busy boy. I've been really cracking on with buying and setting up with Brandon and my wife over at the showroom. We've just been really hectic. There's quite a few cars to show you as well. So obviously I've shown you the 4 we've got there this morning. We bought a Mark II Focus RS in green. That's covered 7,000 miles. We bought a Mark III Focus RS in nitrous blue. That car has covered 4,000 two-wheel drive Ford Sierra RS Cosworth that's covered 59,000 miles. Now that car did require some preparation, both mechanically and aesthetically. The car's just been used as an odd Sunday user from the same man since 1989. And I don't think he could really see what there was to do until I pointed it out, and things like bushes that had aged, dents, car park dings, like that kind of stuff. This has never had a restoration. It's just a good survivor car. So we've been running through that for the last week or so. We've given that a really good detail. Put some pictures of that car up now. If you're in the mood for a Cosworth, that is going to be up for sale very soon. But yeah, no, today's video is certainly centered around this RS Turbo. What a beautiful bit of kit it is. He's done a lot of work in here, like the trim's really nice. He's had all the seats refoamed. He's had a Bluetooth receiver put in the standard Ford radio, so you've got complete standard look, but it just connects to your phone seamlessly, and you can listen to your own tunes through the speakers in the car using the original Ford radio. What a lovely touch. Very impressed with that. It just means it gives you a bit of connectivity in a 40-year-old car. Dashboard's all good as well. As I say, coming back to the trim, the door cards are some of the best I've ever seen. The dashboard is uncracked. Again, very important in Series 1s. They're very tricky to come by. Yeah, trim is overall really, really lovely in here. And then the paintwork is really bright, very cheerful. There's no rust on the outside of the body. It's just really lovely. We had the car up on the ramp when we first got it in. That's always my first port of call with RS Turbos or any fast classic Ford, is to get them in the air. Had a look underneath there, pleasantly surprised. It's white under there, but it was just dirty. So I did 4 or 5 hours cleaning that all off under there, cleaning back all the powder coated arms. Again, they all look absolutely fantastic now. It just looks crisp under there again. Listen, this is not a concourse car. What it is, it's honestly showing yourself when you're under there. I haven't got anything to hide. I am white. I'm not perfect, but I'm not rusty. And that's kind of something you could build upon if you wanted to go down that route. Or just like today, just grab it, take it out for a cruise, listen to that CVH turbo burble out the back, and just enjoy it. And I think that's the perfect point for this car. I just know that when I build the 600i, it won't move anyway. I won't take it out. Maybe once or twice. But the time and the effort and the money that's going into that car turns you off of wanting to drive it, let me tell you. Whereas I think this car will sit nicely as a really lovely show car to take somewhere, beautifully presented, but it's not concourse, so it gets dusty under there, it doesn't matter. Just clean it down and go again. And I think we're missing the point with a few of these classic cars now. Everyone's going really over the top, me included. But I always did, like my RS Turbo, I did use it. I didn't just cancel it out, I still used it, and I used it in anger too. And I took it around Silverstone. Probably 2 months after it was done, I was out on track. But I got it home and I cleaned it, and it was back to how it was, you know. Might have picked up a couple of chips under there, but they're for using. Cars don't like being stood up, so yeah, there you go. But listen, did you have an RS Turbo? Tell me below. You know, did you ever know anyone that's owned this car? Give them a tag. I love knowing history. The service history file on this car is 4 binders thick. It's crazy. There's so much in there. The people that have had this car before have properly loved it and properly recorded everything that's gone on, with every service, with every invoice, with every part being concisely recorded in that service history file. Which for me, that's the one. You know, that fills me full of joy. I love knowing who's had this car and why and when, and there's records in there, handwritten in some respects, of people that have owned the car, how many miles they'd owned it for. Oh, it's just so fantastic. I'm selling it to myself again. I need to stop. No, this car is for sale. We've got it advertised at $36,995, which we think is really good value for money, especially for a car that's already been gone through and you can just jump in and use, and it works nicely. Look, no gas. We're sitting at like 900 RPMs idling in an MFI tuned RS turbo. I'm telling you, that's rare these days. This ain't no EFI. It's just doing what it should. And let me tell you, that is rare. Back in the day, I couldn't get one to run right at all. I even studied the MFI rule book in the end, the book of how to tune an MFI tuned XR3 and RS turbo. And I'm now a bit of a boffin, and I respect it when a car works, especially with technology from back then in 1980s, because we all know they're a pain in the backside. They really were. But listen, I'm going to continue this trip, not talking to the camera, get myself home because it is very late on a Saturday. It's 3:10. I've been working some pretty strong 15, 16, 17 hour days this week. We've had no Steve, he's been on holiday. Glad he's enjoyed himself. Caught up with him earlier and it's been chaos. But time for a nice bit of an afternoon off, tomorrow off, and then back to it on Monday. But this is the big one, guys. This week, this video that will be going out next week will be all of our beautiful cars going over to the showroom, and now that is exciting. I cannot wait to get them cars in there. The showroom looks amazing. If you haven't followed us already on the socials, go and hit us up. We're on Riviera Sports and Prestige on Instagram, Facebook, and indeed TikTok, where there is a video of this car that blew up on TikTok in 48 hours. Don't like using that terminology, but it did. It shocked me. Last time I looked, earlier yesterday, it was on 130,000 views, which is bonkers. But the general public were certainly loving this car. And we had 3 phone calls on viewings for this car, literally off of that video alone. So it shows that TikTok does indeed work, along with obviously Instagram and Facebook. But please go over there and give us a follow. There are more daily stories and updates on the upcoming showroom that Brandon and I and Laura are doing. You'll see more and more frequent updates than you will do on here over on YouTube. So yeah, head over there and give us a follow. We really would appreciate it. But listen, guys, have a lovely weekend. Nice to see you all. Not that I've seen you all, but nice. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me. It's been a minute. I've been too busy to get the camera out, but I thought today, no, you guys have got to see this RS Turbo. We'll do some overlays when I get home. I'll get the camera and show you just what this car is about. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video and you've liked and subscribed. Listen, I'll see you guys on the next one. And thanks for watching so far. The next video is going to be the showroom. Can't wait. Welcome to the chat, Jensen, my young lad, who's a bit of an RS Turbo fan, aren't you, mate?
Yep.
So what do you think of this one?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good car. So we couldn't really do this video without having a bit of a chat about Series 1s, could we? No, it's a good car. It smells the same, doesn't it?
Yep.
What is it about old Fords? They all smell the same, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're just having a little drive out. It's the last time I'll be using the Escort this weekend, as we plan to take it back to JW and tuck it back up. Now I've had a bit of time with the car and do a video on it. I thought, why not bring you along for a bit of a drive down, eh?
Yep. It's a nice car.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yep. Haven't seen it in a while.
Goes alright, doesn't it?
Yeah. Might be used to.
screen, did I?
No.
And what happened?
It just fell off.
It just fell down. Not so cool. So yeah, as I was saying, last trip out in the Escort today, we've following our TikTok video that kind of went pretty crazy. Today we've had a couple of phone calls from the car, and there are a couple of interested parties, and one of them has a Sapphire Cosworth in Nouveau Red, four-wheel drive, and he's looking to part exchange the car. So we're going to have some discussions with the other owner and see where we go, but certainly don't think this car's going to hang around for long, do you, mate?
Really?
No. How are those seats?
Amazing.
Comfy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty decent. It's a nice car, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
It is genuinely a nice car.
Quite a good crazy car, isn't
Yeah, definitely. Just don't need to go fast in them to enjoy them.
it?
They make nice noises. They're just what you want.
Car to go on holiday with.
Holiday? Would you go on holiday in one? Would you?
Probably.
Would you actually? Where would you go?
Maybe a trailer with it or something.
A trailer
Yeah.
or caravan?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would like that, but I bet people have.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
YouTube.
someone has.
If you've got a picture of your RS Turbo with a caravan behind it, we want to see it. Back in the 80s and 90s, when this was just your average family car that was a little bit sporty, which is exactly what it was, sold to the masses. If you've got a picture of your family holiday and you in the car or your caravan on the back, we want to see it. Send it to Instagram, JW Autoshine, or Facebook. We want to see that.
I've actually never seen one in my life with a trailer. But how cool would that be?
It would be
Like,
cool.
travelling the world with a...
These days, they spend their life on the back of a trailer on it because they're too cool for the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're actually getting the chance to use one.
Yeah.
Being summery, you know, no rain today, seems the perfect day to take one out, doesn't it?
And you don't really see these ever, do you really?
No.
2025 ever, really. Just a rare car to find.
They are rare, mate. They are rare indeed. Well, anyway, Jensen and I will sign off now. We're going to go and get this tucked back in at JW Autoshine in the warm. And if it doesn't sell in this next few days, hopefully it will make an appearance in the Riviera showroom. That is the hope, because we've got some very cool cars, haven't we? Well, how many RSs have we got now? 4.
Yeah, around that.
We've got Sapphire, we've got the Series 1, we've got the Focus RS
Yeah.
Mark II and the Focus RS Mark III, and I think they're going to look pretty cool in the showroom.
Yeah.
I just hope that we get the time before it, hopefully it does. In a way, of course, I'd like it to sell, but it would be nice to at least have it up there for a picture.
Yeah.
That's what we'd like to do. Right guys, we'll sign off until we get back to JW, and then I'm going to get the camera out and give you a good walk around this Series 1 RS Turbo. There she is, guys, parked up in the JW studio, ready for next week, whereby we'll be starting to move all of the cars from JW and from other locations back to their new resting place, which will be Riviera Sports and Prestige. But have a look at this RS Turbo. It is quite something, it has to be said. Lovely, lovely condition. Got that absolutely fantastic burble from the rear end. Just the noise of my youth, that is right there. Absolutely fantastic. Lovely, lovely trim. Such a nice car. All the dials light up as well. It is just such a treat, this little car. Look at that. So fantastic. I'll turn her off and have a listen to me have a little show you what's under the bonnet and just how tidy this car is. Sorry about the LEDs, guys, but yes, there you go. One very standard looking engine bay with, like I said, a couple of additions to keep things breathing and working normally, but that is one lovely car. On the side there, look, it's just not rusty. Fuse box, inner flitches, all the usual areas. But listen guys, I could talk for hours about these cars, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna sign the video off there. You've seen how much Jensen and I still love these. Such a cool car. But hopefully this will make it to the showroom. If it doesn't, we've got 2 people on it next week. I shall let you guys know in the next video. Next video is gonna be us taking all the cars into the studio. Sorry, into the showroom. I cannot wait to get that done. It's been a long time coming and we're finally there. So thanks for watching. I will indeed see you guys on the next video, and it'll be an exciting one. Catch you soon.